Cynics on Disney podcast contains adult language. Listener discretion is advised.
This is the Cynics on Disney podcast, presented by Nightclub33.com.
Welcome into this week's episode of the Cynics on Disney podcast. I'm your host, Bobby, a.k.a. the Disney Cynic.
And I'm Amanda, a.k.a. the Anti-Cynic.
And joining us today, making it a tricycle for 3 weeks in a row. I like guest stars, baby. Woo! Patrick, CFO of NotClub33.com. Thank you for joining us, sir.
I think I'm on every third show. Or up, kids. Here
Yep,
we are.
the kids.
Man,
Should
you're
be once a
getting lot
month.
better at
I am getting a lot better, thank you. But yeah, it is. You are a very frequent.
You got things to say.
Hey,
and
I'm
you know
shocked
what?
you had Steve on, so that was cool.
Yeah, I want to have him on more. He's just whether or
The
not
shock
he
will be
wants to
when
come
Becky decides to join
Oh,
us.
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Good luck with that.
Come on,
Standing
Becky.
invitation, but no.
Come on, Becky.
Never gonna happen. Anyway, so look, we got some shit that we need to clean up here first. Let's just go ahead and knock this out to say that we
What?
did it. Let's go ahead and knock out BOMA.
Oh, yeah. Did we get there?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
haven't
did
done that
a
yet.
while ago. Just, you
Hey.
know, heaven forbid we actually review it.
Yeah,
Right.
we did actually like partake in food there. It is actually the last time that we were on Disney property doing Disney
Yeah.
things. I've been
Oh,
there
okay.
since.
Yeah.
Doing work things, but not for
Disney thing.
Not for
not
pleasure.
for Disney things.
No.
Yeah. I wouldn't have described many of the things that I was doing before that pleasurable anyway. So the improper name as far as I'm concerned.
And
anyway.
and also, before you ask, I thought I had history done on BOMA.
What?
I thought I had
No
done
history?
the research. And I got to looking, and apparently I did not.
Well,
Do the
here's a little
research.
history. It's a buffet.
It is. And I
live.
believe it opened the same time
About.
that Animal Kingdom launched.
Downstairs with the other restaurant. You can take an elevator or stairs to get to it. You cannot see Savannah.
It's
There's a
great. There's a waterfall
There's a waterfall.
that was working this time. It was
Yeah.
not working when we ate at the bar. But this time it was working.
Mhm.
Are you fucking kidding me? You had one job. You had one job, Amanda.
Look,
Covered.
He said,
like I
"Look,
said.
I would
Covered for
forgive
it.
you if this was the first time that this was happening. No, Pat's been on the show like 4 times.
And
We
like
had the
I said,
intention of talking
I
about
thought I
this
did
with him.
it. I thought I had it. I could have sworn I had done BOMA research. But when I go back through my notes, unless I did it on paper somewhere, I do not have, and I'm looking through paper stuff, I do not have notes on BOMA.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, what is
So,
there really to say?
You know what? Fuck it.
But
We'll
again-
get to it. We'll get to it when we get to it. I guess with the history and stuff like that. Maybe we insert it later. I don't know. That's what she
You
said.
know, it won't. Let's be real. With the three of us, this is not going to get talked about again.
Nah. Let's just go ahead
Well, I mean, we
and get
gave
it
somewhat
knocked
of a
out.
history. So
Sure. It's been there for a minute. How's that?
It's
I
been.
have
Yeah.
no fucking idea.
Oh,
This-
I have apparently done research for it. I just don't know
Oh.
where I put said research
there's
for.
there's a lot of tables there.
You know, this is a teacher, by the way, kids. This is a teacher.
Wait, are there kids watching the show?
Who admonished her children,
Oh.
I believe, and reminded them that they had a quiz on Wednesday.
Hmm.
Is that right?
Which most of them did really well on. Thank you. I'm so proud of y'all. So proud. You have a test on Tuesday.
See, kids, it's the adults that screw shit up too. Yeah, I'm
Hopefully it's
teaching
not
you the
on
real
Boba.
lessons today. That's what's happening. Don't listen to me.
Hey,
Don't
this
listen to
opened in 2001.
me. Okay, see,
There we
there
go.
we go. That's what we call stalling.
Is that when
in the radio
Did
business?
it open with the resort?
No, because the resort opened earlier, didn't it?
Or did?
I have Animal
Probably
Kingdom
opened
Lodge.
roughly at the same time.
I know I
Yeah,
have
think
Animal
it was.
Kingdom Lodge research because we've talked about that. That was a while ago.
Yep.
So I have to go back, way back into my
Wayback
files
Machine.
here.
That's a good movie.
It's a great movie. It's a great reference for anyone who doesn't get it. I'm so sorry. So let's remember that we're doing a show, people. We're not just looking shit up on our computer. So let's try to move it along, shall
Move
we?
along,
Boma
that's
is
cool.
a
It's a
buffet restaurant, as said. Patrick, we joined you there with whole family in tow.
Whole
That would
family.
include
The entire family.
wife, children, and mom as well. Was this the penultimate day for you guys?
Well, yeah, because we spent time with you guys. So,
Well, I mean, was it also like the last day that y'all were there?
Was it? Yeah, it was the last day we were there. Well, we were there all day the next day. We didn't leave till the evening. So, and that's the day.
It was your last night.
Evening,
Yeah, it was our last night. Yeah, yeah.
Last hotel night. Okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And overall, how would you rate your stay over at Animal Kingdom Lodge? Because I don't think we really did a review on that.
So we're in Kadati Village. I'll rate it maybe I'm being generous, a 4. Just because of all the troubles
generous.
we had. Wow. Partly is the way they handled it. I thought they handled it well, and I'll give them credit for that. That's why
that's fair.
I'd probably give them a 4. But otherwise, it's just Kadati Village. I prefer Jamba House over Kadati Village, just by far. Like, just everything about it. I like the grandness of it. And just, I've never really had a bad experience at Jamba House. So
I like the lobby, obviously, over at Jumbo House, and it should stay and remain the grandiose lobby that it is. It shouldn't be overshadowed by anything over at Kidani.
Sure.
You know, so I don't think that that's what they were trying to achieve or anything like. If anything, it feels more like an extension, like, because it really is. Like, if you like, have you done the walk, like where you've walked the whole trail or whatever? Around the resort, because we did back in the day when we stayed there. Whew, it's been a minute, but
I stayed there like one of the first times I brought my kids. We stayed at Kadati Village. We rented some DVC points, and we did the walk from Kadati to Jamba. You know, so
yeah,
it's not too bad. So but they have that.
Yeah, it's you get what I mean, though. It's an extension.
It's an extension for sure.
And I understand wanting to be in the main show rather than in the side show.
Right.
That totally tracks. So.
Yeah. And plus, they don't, like at Jamba, they don't have, most of it is on the main savannah. They don't, like at Kadati has this, where we got put, it's like, there's like a side savannah. So I forgot what it's called. It starts with a P or something. And it's right next to the pool. So if you're at Kadati Pool, you can look into this savannah. So it doesn't have giraffes. It doesn't have zebras. It has like river hogs, and it has like vultures, and it has the only thing it does. What's the giraffe zebra thing? The okapi. It has an okapi.
Oh yeah, the okapi.
Kind of cool. But otherwise, it's just it's like a. And the reason why they have this is because the river hog doesn't get along with the giraffe and the zebras, apparently, and the wildebeest.
But somehow the unholy bastard child of one like that gets along.
Okay, here's my favorite thing about the okapi is that it looks like an antelope with zebra legs, because the legs are black and white striped. Looks nothing like a giraffe, and yet it is related to the giraffe.
It is related to the giraffe, yeah. Which was cool. I mean, you know, they feed them. But anyways, it seems like an afterthought. It seems like an afterthought, and I don't think they have that type of savannah anywhere at Jamba House.
I like how you called animals stupid when you are constantly in a fight with one of our fish.
How do you get in a fight with a fish?
Yeah, that's true.
Because we have a fish who is constantly like messing up the sand in the aquarium, and he just gets so mad.
What do you do?
Yeah. God forbid that I'm worried about the rocks falling and breaking. Never mind.
She likes to dig. She likes to like. No, she likes to redecorate things.
Look, you could
she'll
put
like
it in jail.
build hills and such, and
you could put it in jail. Get it like a little cube, plastic cube. Funnel it up and just set it up on the top, so it's in a cube by itself.
She likes to make caves. She sleeps in a cave.
That fish, she's gonna die in that tank. That thing's never coming out. Anyway, let's move on. Off the aquarium. We're not talking about that goddamn thing. Anyway, food, guys.
Yeah, there's a lot of it.
A lot.
Well, you had the opportunity to. I am currently on one of those, shot thingies. So, eating is not high on my priority list right now, and it's, but nonetheless, the food that I did have tasted rather good. I tried pretty much every piece of meat that they had, just a small ass portion of it. And all of it was delicious. Patrick, what kind of foods did you partake in?
I think they have like a like almost like a prime rib there.
Yes.
And I had that. I had I think they had salmon. I had some salmon. I had some chicken.
That I did not.
You don't eat fish, do you?
No.
Okay. That didn't surprise me.
Also, like,
they have
I'm not
ribs.
eating my pets, bro.
I think they had some ribs there they're pretty good. They had literally has everything.
They have everything.
Like anything you can think of. They have soups, they have salads, but they have like 5 soups or 6 soups. And a lot of it is, I guess, has like African flavors, I guess.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say?
I mean, considering the name of this restaurant is Boma, Flavors of Africa.
But they also have stuff that, like, for the less...
adventurous?
Fingers and French
like
fries.
Right, like my kids, they could get chicken fingers and whatever. They could get all types of desserts.
Yeah.
And they had the zebra domes.
Not that we're making fun of your child who was wearing a terrible decision of a t-shirt.
Oh, he did that on purpose.
I know he did, and it's his own fault.
It was wonderful.
He brought shame upon himself. You know what? Please make sure that Steven gets that photo and it's put up on screen so we can further embarrass your son. Excellent. Haha, Lincoln. Small.
Oh my god.
Anyway, food wise, was there anything that felt out of place to you, or did you feel like? Because here's the thing, I've always associated a Disney buffet with Cape May Cafe, and so it's very difficult for me to get into those kinds of fairs because that's what I was raised on with a buffet. I mean, it's part of the reason why I don't like seafood too. I think is that I had a bad experience there. Actually, kind of later when I was like a young adult type thing, but neither here nor there.
Crab Shack.
It turns out it might just be me. I might just be allergic to some of it. So what the hell? But anyway. That's why I'm not the biggest fan of buffets, and I've often found that particularly their seafood is overcooked and kind of dry and spongy. Did you find any of the meat or salmon or anything like that overcooked?
No, I think all the food was cooked fine for a buffet. And you got to think it's not like going to like what's the big buffet down by you guys? That it's a chain buffet.
Golden Corral.
Golden Corral. It's not like going to Golden Corral.
No,
a little bit.
No.
It's a little bit higher end food with the lower end stuff for the kids and whatnot.
I would say it's on par with the free Vegas buffet that they give all the high rollers.
Gotcha. Yeah, I've never had it. So
I've had that shit, and believe me, it's not delicious.
I'm not a big buffet guy either, but that one is.
This is, I think, definitely one of the better buffets.
Sure.
It's lost on me at this point because I'm just, like I said, I'm on Ozempic, and it's not
right.
It's not going to be something that I can particularly enjoy. The flavors that I did try, there was a lot of beef in there that I recall. So it was mostly steak that I tried. There was some rice pilaf type deal that I tried as well that was okay. And I gave their mac and cheese a shot. It was all right. Gave them a couple of bitefuls. Had some, if I recall correctly, it had some like goldfish crackers on there.
And I think it had some sort of topping. Yeah.
It was just a weird topping to me. Like, I get why you want to add the crunchy flavor to the mac and cheese. It does add a texture to it, but come on, grind that shit up a little bit more. If you're gonna do it, make it a dusting, people. It's got to be fluffy and a dust. Anyway, that would be my experience. Baby Boo. What'd you think of this place?
I mean, I really enjoyed it. I think my favorite thing, because I went back for seconds for this, was the coconut rice.
Oh.
Which they rotate out between coconut rice and peanut rice, and that coconut rice was delicious.
I think it was the peanut rice that I had. Now that you mention it,
the coconut rice was just that was so good.
That's good.
I kind of want more of that. That was like probably my favorite thing. They have a lot of things that I shouldn't eat, like carb wise, because rice. They had a ton of different types of bread, and I'm pretty sure I tried all of them.
This kind of thing, we kind of did this whole experience back when we ate over at Crystal Palace with the buffets. And that seemed to be a little bit more of a higher end buffet than other buffets that I would even say more than Cape May.
Yeah.
Which again purports itself to be a higher end place for a buffet, but again, I've just not had great experiences there. So could just be me. I don't know. Your mileage may vary. I don't know.
I mean, I love a good buffet, but that's just me.
I particularly don't like the breakfast buffets. I just
breakfast buffets can be hit or miss. That is true.
So I've only eaten at this buffet and the one at Animal Kingdom Park. What's that one called?
Tusker House.
Tusker House.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one too.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
That's an excellent one.
And that was good.
Yeah, that is one breakfast buffet that is really good. It has a very wide variety.
Tried any of the other buffets.
Yeah.
Well, with the avian flu out there and the price of eggs going up, I don't see the quality of those omelets going up anytime soon over at Disney Parks. So just be forewarned when you're traveling down here that if they're going to keep costs flat, or you're going to pay $75 for an omelet and $150 for chicken wings, but only for 6 of them, because that's how it works. Actually, no, 5. Fuck you. That's right. That's how these things work. For some reason, all the quick service / table service places, like the Three Bridges and what's the other one out at Wilderness Lodge?
Geyser Point.
Yeah. Geyser.
But like both of those, I've had chicken wings out there at both locations, and both came in 5s. Who the hell doesn't do 6 chicken wings? You do 3 drums and 3 flats, and you do it because this is America, damn it. It's got to stand for something.
Didn't you have a beer or something?
I did. I had a Cigar City Highlight. It is my favorite kind of Tampa go-to local beer. It reminds me very much of Sweetwater 420, which is my favorite of all the beers. But when I can't get that taste of Atlanta, go Braves. That's my go-to down here is the Cigar City.
Yeah,
it's a great IPA.
I know I had a rum swizzle.
I had
because
something with rum in it.
rum. I just love rum. What was the drink Tori had? Because that one came with like all kinds of decoration.
Yeah, I don't remember. Was it blue?
It was, but then like it came with like this like, was it a flower? And like instead of like the light up ice cube, it had the flower.
Yeah. I don't remember. Was it had vodka in it? Maybe.
Yeah, I was trying to see if I could find the name of that.
These are all wonderful observations and wonderful things. Tell you what, let's just go ahead and rate.
I mean, they're great. Yeah.
They're all good.
So, Animal Kingdom Lodge, Pat gave a 4. Patrick, we'll go back to you to go ahead and rate this sumbitch.
Wait, how am I rating this?
Out of what?
On a scale of 1 to 5 bows, how many ma's are you giving this place?
1 to 5?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say for a buffet, it's pretty good for a buffet. So I don't think you could find maybe a better place if you want to eat a buffet at Walt Disney World. So I'll give it a 4. Yeah, I'll give it a 4, but I will give a hot take. I will say if I have the choice between Jiko or Boma, I'm going Jiko 10 times out of 10.
That's not the hot take.
Well, it might be. But most people think that because you get all this food, the quality at Jiko is just
gosh. I can
Jiko is amazing.
No. And you pay it's literally about the same price.
Yeah, because at Boma for the child buffet it was $34, and for adults it's $58.
I would have been saying Charlotte hit a growth spurt at the age of 6. I don't know what the fuck that. You see the mom. She plays for the WNBA.
I mean, my kids could have just got the wild boar, and I think that's like $20, and they would have been satisfied with that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But to me, that's what I would pick. I would.
Yeah.
If you have the choice, go with Jiko.
That's actually not the hot take that I was hoping for. I mean, it's a safe play.
I don't think
to
it's
be
that
honest
simple.
with you.
Well, some people look at that as a value, the buffet.
Oh yeah, Boma is very, very beloved.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Amanda, how about you?
I think I'm gonna do 4.5. Again, it is one of the definite. You can't find a much better buffet. Tusker House, I think, would beat it out maybe a little bit. But yeah, this is one of the top buffets on Disney property. But I'm with Pat. I would definitely choose Jiko. I had the choice.
I mean, unanimously. That's going to be all three of us. Like I said, I don't feel like that's a hot take. That's why I'm like,
it's a hot take for some in the Disney community.
I suppose so, and they're special. Let's just leave it at that. I guess. Like, come on, like those influencers, by the way, the ones who like brag about this, that, and the other snacks. How do they not like have diabetes left and right? How are these food and wine festivals not sponsored by Pfizer? With all the sugar. I mean, Jesus, it's insane. I'm going to go ahead and give this a, did you give this a rate? You did. No,
I did. I said 4.5.
4.5. Okay. I'm going to give this a 3, and I'm going to give this a 3, not because the food was bad, but because I feel like there's wasted potential here.
Okay.
In terms of a restaurant vibe, if you could take the kind of the menu of the Wave,
okay,
that sort of vibe of the Wave, but put it in Africa, that's what you could have at that.
You're talking about the old restaurant, the Wave?
The old restaurant, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Over at the Contemporary.
Such a good restaurant.
Right.
Just it's something that it's not the most expensive meal on property, but it's clearly not like dirt cheap either. You know, it's not Rainforest Cafe, right?
Yeah.
It's not theme park food, but it's higher. It's not California Grill either, or Victoria and Albert's, or any of the other big time show stopping ones, right? So,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, Steakhouse 71, it's serviceable, it's all right. I don't
Right.
have the same love for it that some others do, but I do appreciate that type of restaurant though that makes me feel like I'm not having to spend like every goddamn penny to have a halfway decent.
I agree with that.
And
Yeah.
that's what I would love to see from both. I
agree with
Yeah.
that.
I agree.
I mean, if you're going to spend that type of money, I would recommend go like to a sit down restaurant and get the full service. And, you know, I think that just for me, that's what I would do going forward, you know.
And
just
by
anywhere.
the way,
It didn't have to be Chico. It just could be anywhere that's a nice restaurant.
But by the way, before the comments, before you can stop typing them, okay? Sanaa, I understand, is right next door. I get it, but just
That's a little bit
stop.
cheaper.
You can delete it.
Yeah.
Delete the comment. Relax. Relax. Okay, I understand that. Okay, I would like to see a steakhouse type thing, sort of like how the Wave was, or how Steakhouse 71 is over there. There's nothing wrong with what Chico has, but I feel like Chico is more experimental and foodie, and maybe that's more contemporary. And maybe that is more like the vibe that they could be going for. I guess what I'm looking for is something more steakhousey, and
I want an
or
American
even African
steakhouse.
lodge like I guess like there. It doesn't feel like an African lodge though at Chico.
Well,
It
they
feels
have
more like one in Boma.
the design of the restaurant. We forgot this in the history, but you know they have the big barrels going up there.
Yeah.
You know the post, the supporting post. So,
Well,
and then you got the
one.
guys playing the drums and stuff, and
they
weren't
come
they playing
through.
drums?
Wasn't there
They're
like a
doing something.
parade of our servers
Yeah.
at one point?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Remember that?
Okay. Talk about like a moment that I was like, "What the fuck is happening right now?" That
was pretty
God,
funny.
I was
I forgot about
the
that.
medication that I'm on, like every now and then, will make me have like the hell moment, and that was one of them where I'm like, just random people out here parading around. Okay, that's fine.
They get some interest. Yeah.
You say nothing, Bobby. You say nothing, Bobby. Nothing.
Yeah.
You sure that wasn't me saying you say nothing?
No, I'm not sure. Could very well could have been drawing though. Like I said, it was very confused in that moment. It all happened so fast, as it so often does. It came and went, and you're like, "What the fuck just happened?"
Yep.
I don't know. I like how with Boma from an atmospheric standpoint as well. It does seem very much more open because the waterfall is in there.
Yeah.
And it runs very dangerously close to being the nicest rainforest cafe ever, to a degree.
With actual edible food.
Right. and actual animals like in the background, but they're just outside and acrylic.
Right. Yeah.
You know, so like that's also a vibe that you can get. Just be forewarned with that.
Sure.
So do we have any other final thoughts from your trip that you want to knock out?
No, I mean, I think overall that the trip was a great trip. You know, there's some ups and downs. There's ups and downs. Kadati Village was a down for sure. But like even our meal at Boma was an up. You know, we had a good time afterwards. We spent quite a bit of time just chatting and whatnot in the lobby. Yeah. You know, and that's a nice place to be. So
especially at Christmas time. Which
it's gorgeous at Christmas.
So, right.
It may be, almost fucking St. Patrick's Day by the time that this fucking thing comes out. But, whatever.
You know what? It's fine. It's fine.
It's right.
It's great.
You know,
just makes it all the more interesting. But we also had other things that were more interesting to us to talk about.
Well, we didn't
and we needed you to be on the fucking show.
We didn't think it was going to take 5 hours to get through.
Well, that's true. Well, you know how to fucking push my buttons, and we're about to push them again.
Oh Lord.
But before we do that, thank you again for joining us again for dinner. And he does this to me every goddamn time. I'm gonna fucking I'm gonna sneak in like Pink Panther music, like sneaking around, like tiptoeing to the fucking hostess stand to grab the check one time. And it's gonna be anyway. Thank you. We appreciate
next restaurant I want to go to. We can go to is the one at the new Poly Tower. So I think that vibe is kind of cool, and it's more like a Geyser Point type of deal. So
okay.
We'll see how that goes. Yeah,
I'm in
September.
Yeah, why not?
September. All right.
We'll see what happens. Yeah. Speaking of shit that I'm not looking forward to. I'm kidding. Just kidding. Star Wars.
I mean, to be fair, you're never looking forward to Star Wars.
I love Star Wars. Even with.
I used to like Star Wars. I even dabbled when I was a kid, especially. I dabbled even in the extended universe type stuff because I used to read a lot more books as a kid, especially science fiction, or I'd get books on tape or something like that. That's how I fell asleep at night. I've always needed a bedtime story. Babe, it explains so much why I can't fall asleep at night without a TV. There it is. My thing is, though, what it has become is more important to the people who are making it than the people who are watching it. And that's the kindest way that I could have put that, I think.
Yeah, well, I think there's some caveats to that, but for the most part, yeah, I agree.
I'm trying to be give it the most genuine,
like as far as Disney
shine.
Star Wars, like I think the Mandalorian stuff, at least the first 2 seasons,
yeah,
like we're good. I think the Rogue One was good, great actually. I think
if they had any fucking balls, they'd actually kick Kathleen Kennedy's ass out the door. Now, a report this week, this, by the way, is being recorded on, what is it, the 27th of February.
Yeah.
God knows what is happening with this story because it's evolved so many times this week. It's almost like we're being trolled. Earlier this week, Kathleen Kennedy seemed purported to be announcing that she was retiring. And the fandom rejoiced. Like literally the internet rejoiced. I didn't see one person. Everyone was like, fuck that, get her out. She's the worst.
Mm-hmm.
And yet she remains. And I guess now, Patrick, you sent me this breaking news article that according to an interview that she did with Deadline, she's not going anywhere.
Good God.
3 days ago. So again, this would be, what, the 24th of February? It came out that she was set to retire. She was set to exit. That was from Variety.
So what we're saying is somehow Palpatine returned?
Well, I mean,
now,
Palpatine.
Yeah. Now, according
and
to
several, go up.
According to several, like there's like even 2 days ago, Variety was like she's planning to exit. The Hollywood Reporter's like, who's gonna replace her? All of this stuff. 3 hours ago, she's like, I'm not retiring. Oh wait, hold on. What was this quote? Apparently, according to The Wrap, she said, quote, I will die making movies.
That's okay. That is some fanaticism shit that's fucking terrifying. Mm-hmm. That is some old man coal miner vibe from 1957. Did you ever see the movie October Sky? Homer Hickham's dad from October Sky. Great movie, by the way. Look that one up if you haven't seen it. Jesus Christ, that is the dedication that I just don't understand. And she sucks at her job. That's why it's bothersome.
I'm okay with her dying making movies. Just don't let it be Star Wars movies,
right?
You know, we can all
anything but Star Wars. Like, she does not seem to understand what people want. She understands what she wants out of the story, and I don't blame her for wanting certain aspects to be represented more often. That's not a problem. Okay. What a problem is that if that's all you do is just put people like that and then give them a lightsaber and then say, go play pew, 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 pew. Because that's what they've done for fucking 3 series now.
Well, I don't know.
That's what Obi-Wan was. That's what Ahsoka was, and that's what they act like.
I don't think Ahsoka was like that. I thought Ahsoka had some good moments in it. The ending, I didn't like the ending of it. I like the direction of it.
Patrick, if you did not watch any of the animated shows before that, you had no idea who any of these people were, why they were important, why we should give a fuck about anything that they were experiencing. And then randomly a space whale shows up and we're introduced to this other random fucking guy. Who is this, the other one that Yoda was talking about? I don't fucking know. What about Ahsoka? Was she not one?
Yeah, I would say that, like, again, you don't know. If you don't know, if you didn't watch, you're right. If you didn't watch Star Wars Rebels or Clone Wars, you're not going to know her backstory.
So if does it not stand to reason that if you're going to spend hundreds of millions of dollars on something, on a property for a streaming service that is struggling, it's turning a profit now.
It's making a profit,
allegedly. Yeah. I still think that's some funny accounting with that, but
I don't know.
Anyway, like, how can you justify those stories getting that kind of investment?
Because
especially when you have Star Wars at your fucking fingertips.
Well, exactly. That's exactly what it is. They have the Clone Wars is, anybody who has watched it loves it, and they love the characters in it. And she is a prominent character in Star Wars that was developed, like, her character has been developed like thoroughly, and she's one of the more popular Star Wars characters that people want to see on screen. So I don't get where you're coming from there just because you didn't watch it, but there's a lot of fans that wanted to see like her story continued. It's not like Rey where they brought her in and all of a sudden she's the most powerful Jedi in the, like, this person has you've seen her struggles, you've seen her triumph.
She in that sort of discussion, she is a Miles Morales. I am aware of that there is a difference between her and Rey. That's not where I'm going with that. Ahsoka's not fine. I fucking love Rosario Dawson. Okay, she is like, she's my favorite. I love her. Anyway, what those writers did to her and made her do, it was atrocious.
Yeah,
it was a sin against humanity. They deserve to be taken to the Hague. That's what deserves to happen to those writers.
I disagree.
Space whales.
Well, you don't know anything about
sorry,
the story.
Star Trek had space whales.
Yeah, no. They had regular whales that they took to space. There's a very big difference.
They become space whales.
Well, I mean, okay, that's for Lower Decks. But again, that's niche shit. And I understand that Lower Decks is niche shit. And some of the stuff that I love to joke about with Star Trek and all these franchises, it is absolutely niche. Star Wars does have a very big expanded universe. I understand that. But understand that to cinema fans in particular, and when you're making the big type of giant gamble on that, like, man, I love Star Trek, and I'm not gambling that money on Lower Decks.
I
I'm
mean,
gambling that money on
Ahsoka has a
something that I
second
know
season,
it's going to be better.
so that means it's not like it was canceled. But I will agree that Obi-Wan, that was poorly written. Now there was like maybe a couple moments in it that were good, but overall,
By the
it
way,
just was.
that actress was fantastic in that show too.
Which one?
The one with the red lightsaber, the one that
That
was
was
angry
terrible.
all the time.
That was awful.
I liked
The whole
her as an
storyline was
actress.
terrible.
Her
I guess
storyline
maybe.
was terrible. She, as a performer, though, did a great job. I
I
think
don't
she
know.
conveyed more emotion than anybody's attempted in that fucking TV show series
I don't know, man.
in God knows how long. Like, I give her credit for trying. That's
It's
all I'm
supposed to be a
saying.
story about Obi-Wan and Vader, and they make it about her.
Yeah, I know.
It's just so
Well,
stupid.
also, it's stupid that they had a story about Obi-Wan and Vader. Let's be
No,
honest.
I would want to see that. That's something that I would want to see, but like the
I
way they
would
did
want
it,
it to be like a looming chase, but I wouldn't want them interacting. Because the whole point was the last time we faced each other, I was but a learner. Now I am the man. Like, it
I
ruins
get
the
it.
lore of the first movie. And nobody fucking cares about the fact that those movies, all this other bullshit exists because the first three movies do. And nobody
Yeah.
gives a fuck about those things. The things that we like about those movies. I mean, like, I'm sorry. Like,
No,
there's
I don't
something.
disagree with that, but that's not the most atrocious things they've done. You know, they've done far worse atrocious, like breaking, like the Acolyte breaks just Star Wars to pieces, like
Yeah,
completely ruins Star Wars. You
yeah.
know,
With the power of
so
many.
them engaging in a battle, Obi-Wan, to me that seems trivial to what they have done. You know,
I
what they have
suppose.
done.
I'm just saying the problem is that the focus has not been on the storylines. You have these awesome
I
characters,
agree. I
and
agree.
God knows we've all played with the action figures when we were kids, coming up with our own fucking stories and all that kind
Sure.
of stuff. That is what these people are doing for a living, basically, and
I
they're coming up with garbage. Garbage.
I agree. I agree for the most part, and I don't understand. I think Kathleen Kennedy's probably did so much damage to Star Wars. I don't know if it's repairable with a lot of the fans. And if it is repairable, it's going to take like an extraordinary film or TV show to maybe start to reverse that trend. And I don't see anything in the pipeline that would do that. Like, I mean, she should be gone. I mean, I don't know who you would replace her with, but
The only pipeline candidate that Disney has, I would say, is John Favreau. And the only reason that I would even suggest him is because he seems to want to do something like this, like helm a franchise. He wants to be a Feige, it would seem, and he seems to have enjoy playing with the Mandalorian stuff. By the way, when he was left alone on The Mandalorian, it was good. And when they started fucking with it, that's when it started sucking.
the
So,
third season.
yes. So, not for nothing,
Yeah.
they don't have forced Lizzo and Jack Black on us.
God.
That
No,
was a
that was
thing that
in
happened, you
Obi-Wan,
guys.
wasn't it? That was in Obi-Wan, right?
No.
Yeah.
No. No, 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 no.
I
That
think
was
so.
totally
I got
Was it The
y'all.
Mandalorian?
Mandalorian.
I got
It
Yeah.
may
y'all.
have been.
Yeah, all these shitty plot lines start to run together. I understand.
You may
We'll
be
move.
right.
We'll move past it, but
Yeah.
like that's what happens though with these types of franchises. They stop caring about the stories and stop understanding what the core of them is. The core of Star Trek is a ensemble cast that you learn and give a shit about their names,
Some people do.
all of them, not just one of them, like all of them.
So
seriously, the last one nobody cared about the pilot. Nobody cared about the the communications officer. Like
mhm,
I still don't. I watched the show like plenty.
mhm,
I gave it a
mhm,
fair shake, and I still don't know their names. And it's not the actor's fault. It's literally like the writers are not writing their names in, but they're also not resonating with people like Kirk and Uhura and all those other types of characters. These new generations of characters are not resonating with the older generations of fans because they are not duplicating the same spirit
Yeah.
either.
mm,
They're not
yeah,
duplicating the
I agree.
core of those franchise. Star Trek is supposed to be episodic. It's supposed
Mm,
to be a morality play, in a sense. You're supposed to use sci-fi to tell those stories.
mhm,
That's how it's supposed to go, though. And
mhm.
so everybody who wants to subvert it, like that means you don't get it. You're missing the point. Yes, they tell the same story sometimes over and over again, but they're telling it in a different way and through a different character and with a different voice. And that's the whole point, is to have those different perspectives on this, perhaps even the same type of story. So that's why those franchises are the way that they are. Star Wars is at its core like an action adventure fantasy franchise.
Yeah, like
And
cowboys and Indians in space,
Yeah.
samurai.
yeah,
You know, um,
go back and watch the Western movies.
yeah,
That's
that's
what
what it
needs to
is.
be the inspiration.
Sure,
Because The
and that's what made them.
Mandalorian was
Yeah,
perfect
Mandalorian. Yeah,
in
Hmm.
but
that
I will
sense.
say the who I would choose to lead Lucasfilm is Dave Filoni. He's the chosen one. He worked under
Yeah,
Lucas.
looked how well that
He
worked out with Anakin.
what do you mean with
Well,
but
you
he
said he
did
was the
Clone
chosen
Wars.
one.
Well, Kathleen Kennedy problem. But if he he's no longer
The
the
one that
chosen
won't
one.
go away, like Palpatine? Yeah, I understand the metaphor. Okay.
Yeah, but Filoni to me, he was the right hand man behind the Mandalorian, giving Favreau all the facts, all the timelines,
Okay.
and he did Clone Wars. He was behind Clone Wars and Rebels and like all the great animated stuff that Star Wars
So
has
he's
done.
great at world building, but that doesn't mean he's great at storytelling. And that's the
Ah,
problem. Like he's great at building the world of Star Wars. And the visual stuff that he brings to the table, especially when combined with the storytelling ability of John
mm-hmm,
Favreau, is
mm-hmm.
fantastic. But Favreau gets like how to appeal to a wider audience for the most part. When
I
he
don't know.
actually puts forth the effort and when he's allowed to do what he wants to do.
So I think Clone Wars would appeal to if everybody sat down. Like I get people don't want to watch animation,
That's not
but
it.
the storytelling in there is like amazing. Like,
I've given it like 3 or 4 tries. I know you got to
but
start somewhere, right? You have to get through all these episodes, but you have
right
to get through
there's
those
a yeah,
episodes or you don't understand shit.
mm,
It, like I'm not prepared to do that for Star Wars.
sure, I
I
get
was
it.
never going to be that guy. I didn't think that I was going to be that guy for Star Trek, honestly, and then it just sort of happened,
I
you know.
yeah, hmm I do
But
have a wild card. Somebody that could take over Lucasfilm. He's currently at Marvel, and that's Feige, because I feel like that's gone stale, and maybe something fresh for him. I mean, he could put together great stories, and uh, he could be a wild card that could take Lucasfilm.
all right, I'm going to throw one really wild card out there.
Who, Bob
It's
Iger?
a nope name that's not being bantied about at all, but I believe does actually have a deal with Disney in
Don't tell me
place, and that
J.J.
one
Abrams.
no, Ronald D. Moore.
Hmm.
Ronald D. Moore is the storyteller behind uh, Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Battlestar Galactica,
Ooh.
and
Hmm.
um, For All Mankind on Apple TV Plus.
Okay.
Ooh, there's some good ones.
dude has sci-fi bona fides, and he knows how to take a fucking franchise that's campy and make it into fucking some gold. Because that's what Battlestar Galactica was. It was campy nonsense.
I mean, so was Star Trek up until Deep Space Nine.
Sort of, but like it got darker and stuff, especially when Gene Roddenberry wasn't involved. But as his reign got loosened on the franchise, but like Ronald D. Moore knows how to tell a story, and he gets a little bit obsessed with kind of war and darker shit. But that's what Star Wars needs, wars. That's the whole fucking point of the franchise. It's in the name. The wars in the stars, people. Without wars, you don't have a fucking franchise. So it's not nobody's going for the diplomacy. Like,
I mean, despite that one whole movie,
like they tried that once, even though it was Star Wars, they still tried, like with all the Senate hearings.
The politics of it.
Was that episode 2?
Yeah. If it was to me, they should have started episode 2 as episode 1, but
Jesus Christ. To me, they should just do the Topher Grace edit. See, that's how deep cut of a fan I can be. The Topher Grace edit is fucking amazing, by the way, where he just edits the 3 movies into 1.
Oh, okay.
Like he did an amazing job.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would be another guy that might be interesting.
As time goes on, the more I appreciate those films. I still baby Anakin. It's still kind of in Jar Jar Binks.
Another guy that I might throw out there that's a little different is Ryan Coogler.
Really? What's his?
He knows how to handle a franchise.
That's true.
And
he knows that's the problem.
I don't know what his nerd bona fides are, but I'd imagine that somebody with a love of Rocky and a love of Marvel probably also has seen Star Wars a time or two.
Probably.
Just imagining, especially a film director with his bona fides.
Well,
he's pretty sharp. So I would say he might be somebody I would give an opportunity to, in particular, to direct or maybe lead the franchise for a minute.
Well, anybody that isn't Dave Filoni that gets picked is going to have Dave Filoni with them. Like
Amanda, I know that this is the hottest topic, and you've been just jonesing to jump in.
So
Are you ready?
No.
What is your opinion on this entire situation?
I don't care.
All right.
All I know.
She speaks for the audience, I think. Patrick, I think we need to wrap this one up again because
look,
we'll talk about this.
I was talking. You're like my students.
Sorry. Kind of what happens when I'm the host, aka I'm at the front of the classroom.
You asked for my input and I was trying to give it to you.
All right.
You may speak now.
Oh, may I?
Power of one.
So glad I have your permission. I was going to say, I don't care who takes over, just get rid of Kathleen Kennedy.
Okay, fair enough. Listen, anybody who'd allow that fucking power of anything to like not just be filmed. Like once it was written, somebody should have gone, really?
Yeah, who watched that and said, "Oh yeah, this is great."
That's what I want to know. And what drugs were they on? And where can I get some?
Oh God!
I just assumed that movie wasn't made, or that show was just. I block it out, cut it out. This hasn't been made.
There's a part of me, if you wanted to use one of them space whale thingies, I'm sure we could work it out so it's its own separate timeline.
Didn't Star Trek do that with Discovery? Just kind
Basically.
of like, was like, this doesn't. Sorry, this doesn't exist.
They did that with. They just kind of said this doesn't exist anymore. So that's why I love that show. Anyway, Amanda.
Yes.
We're on social media, are we not?
Kind of.
God damn it. Can you just like do one thing, like one post?
Maybe.
All right. I tell you what. This debuts Monday at noon. Monday at noon. Can you before then do one post? Let's see if she does it.
We'll see. We'll see if I remember.
We'll see. If she doesn't do it, she knows it's coming. This is the best part. She has complete and total control. If she doesn't do it, then you know what? We'll have to come up with some sort of punishment. Patrick, she may have to be suspended as an employee. I mean, first she doesn't come in with the research, and then this as well. She's being very rebellious.
Well,
meh.
I mean, she lives with you.
I am a rebel, you know, like in Star Wars.
Oh God, here we go.
Yes, I love that. I love that show.
I love that show. Okay.
I don't think Pat.
Where would, if God forbid you actually did something on social media, where might it be found?
Wait a minute. What do you do on social media?
He occasionally posted Twitter.
Who posts more?
Me.
I mean, you technically have control of the Facebook and the
yeah,
Twitter.
Technically. We'll
anyway,
please continue.
Anyway, you can
where might we be found?
You can find us on Facebook and that site formerly known as Twitter at Cynical Disney, and you can find us everywhere else. So that's Pinterest, Threads, Instagram, Reels. I think I covered everything at Cynics on Disney.
Excellent. And Patrick, you are the CFO of NotClub33.com. Should we be aware of anything on the horizon in terms of content that is upcoming?
If I get time, I'm going to try to make some dining reviews. I just have to have a lull in my schedule. And then, well, you forgot you find this on YouTube. So,
of course.
I don't know how else you'd be watching it. But,
well, I mean, yeah.
And then we got the Notcast, of course, every Friday, Magic Kingdom, 3 p.m. Magic Kingdom time.
No, that'd be 3 p.m. your time, 4 p.m. Magic Kingdom time.
Okay.
You weirdo central person.
That's just about every week, just about.
Just about. Yeah, and speaking of, guys, we are going to be taking a bit of a spring break here as a lot of the crew has some trips and travelings.
Or visitors.
Or visitors, yes.
This is another reminder to you that my parents are visiting.
I'm still going to forget. Seriously. I'm just going to walk in one day and your dad's going to be sitting there. Hey, hi. That's right. Shit. Okay. Let me go shave or something. I don't know. Let's go get some dinner. Cool. I don't know why I had to act the whole thing out. That seemed superfluous and stupid. But let's move on. Wrapping it all up, guys, make sure that you are liking this here video, subscribe to the channel, and commenting down below so that we are exposed to a hell of a lot more people out there in the algorithm.
And also,
because I really don't want to... Go ahead.
Please comment reminders to him that my parents will be visiting for spring break.
Oh, God, please.
So this show didn't go off the rails.
Challenge me. Challenge me in the comments section. I love it. That's a risky fucking gamble. It really is. But I'm playing with fire here. Yeah, let's play with fire. Love it. Anywho, please comment down below. It exposes us to more listeners, gets us out there to more, people who might be willing to comment. And, then I don't have to sell myself out, with fans and everything. So we'd really appreciate that. I'm really tired of fans. I went back to air conditioning. I really want to. Until next time, guys, have yourselves a magical fucking day.